Masechet Menahot Daf Sati Aleph Amud Aleph, seventh wide line. Vahashta de Amart O the Drasha. We're continuing in the Braita. We mentioned that the word O is to teach you that there's a difference between cattle and flock. So how come when we're talking about the pasuk of a voluntary korban, we mentioned the word O as an or between the vow or donation? What do we need that to separate them? The Gemara says it's we need that. Sal you would have thought at the mighty and then divine, maybe you have to bring both. Then you don't need مساخين as you bring both. كمان دعيت نادي الحداد بعد مساخين بعتي للدبادة حين تسخين either one if you bring you need libations. Hani خضريشان is خضريشية that's why you need the word pasuk. اللي بيننا تنام اللي كنت بيننا مرة needed. Tomorrow says هذا الميناء نادي الحداد بعد مساخين وعاد الدبادة وعاد مساخين يأتي نادي الدبادة تبع سكين حمد خاد كمان شلون no. You would have thought that if he brought one neder or one neder, you need sachim. If he brings both, you might do one sachim. Then for teaching that no, you need separate. Oh, so we're mentioning the word all by the festivals. In the pasuk, so you might have the only needs separate nesachim when you're bringing in olah, the neder, nashlim as the nedava. The pasuk says inam yibchol, the opposite. Avaycha the kamati olah ushlim ben nedava. This is bringing both olah and shlim as neder. Inam olah ushlim ben nedava or shlim and olah as nedava. Shem neder ve'ehad v'shem nedava achati. We should use it in one designation. But tiski levim zerachim echad. You only need one nesachim. Kamashon the pasuk says open ma'adechem separately. Teach you separate. فَحِيتَحْسَبْ bakar عَلَى عَوَزَبَخ. By the word oh by a young bull or Allah as a korban. Why me the word oh there? The Gemara says it's needed. Sak that I would have thought hani min heicha de kam ati Allah shlim neder. You would the only you need separate nesachim when he's bringing Allah and shlim as neder. Inami Allah shlim medvar or Allah shlim medvar. Ava heicha de kam ati shte Allah tahada. بنادر وحدا بالنبار بس you're bringing two lot as one of the one of the bar إنما شنو شنو بحدا ده one of the bar or شنو one of the nether one of the bar إما شمس مما حاتي شامل أو عطها حاتي you would have maybe one designated something one of the nether but this gila benazhi bechad you therefore think you only one is hachim is required Kamashman therefore we say that one is hachim offered separate even if it's the same type. Okay, they found out that was doing the mitzvah. How come according to him he needs the word all by showing what there? Gemara said, so the man you would have thought hani min the heichad kamat b'shtei alot hada b'neder the havada hada. You was maybe since the law of bringing separate nesachim for each korban, where he's bringing two alot, one is the neder, one is the neder inami or shnein shlemim hada b'neder hada ba, two shlemim one is the neder, one is the ba. Ava heichad kamat b'shtei alot b'neder b'shtei alot b'neder maybe okay fine. But what if it only apply when he has two one and one? What does he bring two alot as neder, two alot as neder? إنما شش شلم بنادر وشنين دبا or two shlim is neder and deba. Shem ula had who Shem neder who chad we first considered separate neder and deba. But this gila ibn Sechad, therefore you should only need one nesachim. Kamashlan, therefore teaching you separate. The Rosh according to Rosh Hai mina bakar mina son mamli he needs that word all. The Gemara says Salach me would have thought Hai mele bitre mineh bahad minah this gila hazir dechad. You would have thought that maybe separate nesachim is only required for two different types of animals. One same type, I might need one nesachim. Kamashlan, therefore it's need separate. Kachat hasul echad lanis. How come I need to teach me separate? So you should do. So I would have thought we only see one after another. But by the Chad they're both cut at the same time. Typically, maybe you don't need one nesachim. Therefore, come on, therefore teaching is separate. Okay, next part of Mishnah said. Only the Chatar of Misura and Asham require nesachim. Bina mi herneos and Rabban it says. Ushosha is rimsal the menhaba menhaba em zevach yumeber. Seemingly the pasuk is the case menha that comes with the korban, yani animal. That would be a specific case where they need nisachim. Gemara says a Talmud man who says Atam mincha ba'am zevach. Who sits only mincha with an animal? Or ena mincha ba'am b'asnei. Maybe even a mincha that comes by itself as a separate korban. Kishomer v'hela kohen ta'olah v'ed mincha. Therefore, when the pasuk then says that the kohen offers the olah and the mincha, havemer mincha ba'am zevach ben it must be talking about mincha that comes to the korban. V'adayin nida into nine nisachim in lab. Now I still don't know whether or not we need a nisachim over here. The word the pasuk says, "V'yayin lanesach levi'it hahin ta'aseh al ha'olah olah zavach v'kevez ha'echad." Teaching you about olah azuta mitzvah when it's olah when it's mitzvah. Zavach when it's the korban ochat zo hata mitzvah is when it's hata mitzvah. Olah zavach zo hashem mitzvah. The word oh teaches you the sham, and therefore we see we need nisachim by all of them. The typical mitzvah mizrach. How come you just learn everything from the word sacrifice? Now more because we said hatat v'ashen. I know that hatan and hasham. That if a Nazir were to have his hair put underneath the Hatar al Sham instead of the Shlamim, I didn't know he's still so Tamar Zebach. So how come we can't use it over here as well? The word zevach tishu v'chatar and Hashem, Misra, the Gemara says, Hani min hechad tarabah kid. No, it's only when mentioned similarly, and for the same reason. Aber hechad the Hashem Hashem b'chatar chaber over here, where the Hashem is allowing him to be mutar for something, yani back in society, and the Hatas to bring kapara, then in Torah, therefore we need to separate the pesukim. Okay, zevach. Zoom hatam Misra. The word zevach refers to Misra. Maybe zu hatar v'Hashem nazir. Who says maybe it's referring to the hatar and Hashem nazir? The Gemara says that's something maybe that can't be. Tanabat says. ومن حقهم فنسكهم بأوتو وشلماء بحقهم الفرد. Seemingly, when the pasuk mentions that, it means referring to the Ola and Shlamim that need Nisachim. Who says it's Ola and Shlamim? Maybe to, وإن فيلو حتات is referring to Hatat. And Allah, before the pasuk says, بيت هائل يعصي زبح شلمim ومن حاتو فنسكو. For the Ram Yishmeika Shlamim, and then the pasuk says you should offer the mincha and its nisachim. Ayil beklal, the word and the ram of a nazir is included in the other rams. V'lam yatzah, how can we specify it as properly? La'akish should have to compare it to it. Ma'il miyuchad ba b'neder v'nevad. Like ayil shlamim ram is special that it comes as either a neder or a nedava. Af kol b'neder, so do anything with a neder and nedava needs nisachim, which excludes hataot and hashamot of a nazir because that is required. Ola azu ola masra. Ola mentions that we said that's ola masra. The imazul, why is have to be masra? He's referring to that ola of a woman who gives birth. Where it says Amabaya ola tiladet mesefet dekranaf. We learn ola for a woman to give birth from the second part of pasuk. The time it says it. We need to know. La keves zu ola tiladet. For a lamb, it refers to the law of woman give birth. Ha echad. The one, this refers to the 11th animal counted from Maaser, which is all fresh to me. This refers to a guy who's supposed to count every 10th animal leaving the pen as Maaser. For some reason, he counts number 9, 10, and 11. So 10 is Kadosh because it was number 10. Number 9 and 11 are Kadosh because he called them Kadosh. So over here, that's what the Pasuk is teaching you here. We don't find anywhere else where the secondary item should be more machmir than the primary item. And therefore, yani the 11th animal should not need Nisachim more than the 10th. And therefore, we see the Allah of a woman gave birth is already included. Okay. Which thing needs three separate terms to include we should have separate inclusions, yani? Have the Musra is referring to Musra. Because by the Nisachim of Musra, it mentions three separate words. La'alam, how can I mention pasuk for Ram? Marushat Larabot Elo Sharon, teach the Ram of Kohen Aaron when he Yom Kippur also needs Nisachim. Elo Sharon we already know from different pasuk. Marushat Sot, you would have thought Hani Tzibur that was for the community covenant. Avedi Achid Lo, but the individual Ram of the Aaron Kohen Gadol by the Yom Kippur, maybe not. Okay, Ma'ishna Melot, that's why it would be different than Allah, a woman who gave birth that needs it. Where it says, I would have thought Hani Mil Davar She'en Kavul Zman. It only applies to something that does not have a fixed time. Look, maybe by something that like Yom Kippur, which is set time, you would not need it. Therefore, we say it does need it. Or how can I read the word or by the word ayil? The Marshal about it's a palgas. It includes the palgas also needs nisachim. When it's 1 year old, when it hit its second year, yani year month 13. It's called a palgas. He says the palgas is considered like a separate animal. That's why we need a special person to teach you that. Tamish says that who says that you're not sure what it is, and therefore you bring it out of Safek. You don't need a pasuk to teach you that it's required. It's Safek. So what does he do with the pasuk? The bar says, it's true. According to him, it's a question. Okay, ככה יעשה לשורה אחד לעשה לפסים או בעזים. לשורה אחד, what do you mean pasuk? What is teaching you by the pasuk of one bull? לפי שמצינו שחלק כתוב בין נזקי עיל לנזקי זכר. Since the pasuk separated the nesachim of a ram and the nesachim of a lamb, יכול לחלק בין נזקי לפר לנזקי עיל, maybe also should be different between a bull and a calf. The more the pasuk says, לשורה אחד, teaching you there's only one nesachim for all. All the elements mentioned by the word all of the ram. Since the Torah made a difference between Nesachim of a sheep in year 1 versus year 2, then maybe also no difference of 2 to 3. The other says teaches you the same, remains the same. Oh, let's say the Kasim Matlamar, what does the Pasuk mention? Why does the Pasuk mention or for a young lamb? The fish mentioned Shahada Ketub and Iskay Kibes, and Iskay Ayos, and Surah made a difference between the Sachim of a lamb and a ram. Yahol had been Iskay Kibasel, and Iskay Halabi also should be different between the Sachim of a female lamb and a female ram. Mark for the Pasuk says, Oh, let's say by Kibasi. Oh, by Idim Matlamar, what mentioned the word oh by goats. مفيش مثيل مش محتاجة تكون بين سكاي كابس لأن سكاي أيوة since it's different between the skin of a lamb and a ram يحاول يحتاج بين سكاي جديد لأن سكاي سمية should be different between a goat and a old goat فلما بعرف يبقى أو بقى عايزين teach you the same okay بعمر بقى بديك لأن بقى تحصل us with a question نسكاي الحلا become how much wanted need for the نساخيم of a female ram female sheep بوشتينا مرتين إذا مش نعد قديم مش نسكاي صون the they used to have vouchers like tickets. You used to buy the nesach. Okay, I want to buy a nesach for this. You get a ticket and you go to the thing and you redeem it by the nesachim. So they said the voucher used for the goat, the baby goat, would also be for the flock. Shalim with whether big or small. Shazachim is not female, male or female. Chutz mishladim except for rams. We see no difference between therefore we see no difference between the nesachim of an older female sheep and a younger female sheep. Rachanam, men, men.